Welcome along, fellow time travelers and strange historians. Today, we're going to be talking about the Château de Brissac and its ghosts. Nestled within the picturesque Loire Valley in France, the Château de Brissac stands as a testament to centuries of history, elegance, and intrigue. Beyond its grandeur and architectural magnificence, this majestic castle harbors a mysterious reputation for being haunted by restless spirits. There are countless tales of ghostly apparitions, unexplained phenomena, and chilling encounters that have shrouded the Château de Brissac and an aura of supernatural lore over the centuries. Numerous visitors, staff members, and even residents of the Château de Brissac have reported spine-chilling encounters with the supernatural. There are eerie sightings. There are unexplained sounds. There are overwhelming sensations of being watched. There's the hearing of disembodied footsteps echoing through empty corridors. Doors mysteriously opening and closing. Unexplicable temperature drops in certain areas. Feeling invisible hands brushing against their skin. And feeling an unexplained presence breathing down their necks. We will delve into the history, architecture, legends, stories, and documented accounts of the Château de Brissac, inviting people to explore the realm where the ethereal and corporeal intertwine. The architecture of Château de Brissac in France has evolved significantly over the centuries, influenced by the families who owned and inhabited the castle. Each family left its mark, making alterations, expansions, and renovations that contributed to the castle's present-day appearance. Unfortunately, the information available about the Château Brissac is sparse and often contradictory. The original purpose and structure of the Château de Brissac was a medieval fortress. It was constructed in the 11th century and can be contributed to the Counts of Anjou, a noble family. It was a relatively simple defensive structure, common during that period, consisting of a central tower or keep surrounded by a protective wall. The fortress served primarily as a strategic stronghold in the Anjou region, offering protection to its occupants and the surrounding lands. In the 15th century, Charles II de Cossé took ownership of the castle and oversaw extensive renovations and expansions, transforming it into a grand Renaissance-style chateau. Charles was granted the title of Duke of Brissac and became the first person to hold that title as recognition of his family's long-standing influence and service to the French crown. The main architectural elements and layout of the castle that we see today largely date back to his period. However, Charles II died before the completion of the renovations, and it is reported that his son stopped the construction, leaving the partially restored castle we see today. During the chateau's transformation, the original medieval fortress was integrated into the larger chateau complex. The transformation involved adding multiple stories, decorative facades, ornate details, and lavish interiors. The imposing towers, turrets, and facades contribute to its striking appearance. It is a harmonious blend of Gothic and Renaissance styles with classical influences. The towering facade is adorned with elaborate decorations and exudes elegance and grandeur. The massive towers reach to a height of 6 floors, while the massive main structure climbs to 7 stories, an impressive 52 meters, making it the tallest chateau in France, and it is often called the Giant of the Loire Valley. The interiors are equally impressive, adorned with intricate woodwork, elaborate ceilings, and beautiful frescoes, showcasing the opulence and wealth of its noble inhabitants. There are 204 rooms, monumental staircases, never-ending hallways, imposing walls, dimly lit rooms, flickering candlelight, and creaking floorboards. The grand staircase is a masterpiece of craftsmanship constructed of a local limestone that is easy to cut and sculpt. The castle has a vast collection of art, antique furniture, and tapestries. During the French Revolution in the 18th century, the Château de Brissac suffered significant damage. Revolutionaries looted the castle, causing destruction of parts of the structure and valuable contents. Many of the historical records were destroyed, and it was even used as a prison for political prisoners after being nationalized and considered state property. In the early 19th century, the Brissac family reclaimed the castle after the French Revolution and embarked on a restoration project to restore its former glory. This period saw meticulous efforts to repair and reconstruct the damaged portions of the castle. While no significant architectural changes were made, the focus was on preservation and maintenance to keep the castle in good condition. The Brissac family still resides in the castle, and they welcome visitors to explore its rich heritage. In fact, it is one of the few castles in France that remains a private residence. It's also a popular venue for events including weddings, conferences, and concerts. Because it is in the renowned Loire Valley wine region, it is an ideal base for exploring the surrounding vineyards and wine estates. Visitors can indulge in wine-tasting cellar tours and discover the region's rich viticultural heritage. The chateau has a mysterious reputation for being haunted by restless spirits, and the current owners have embraced the supernatural element. They offer ghost tours and organize special events that allow visitors to explore the chateau after dark, hoping to catch a glimpse of the ethereal residence. These events attract ghost enthusiasts, paranormal investigators, and curious individuals seeking truth. Visitors can explore many different rooms, including the grand reception halls, the bedrooms, and the stunning chapel of the oratory. The most famous room in the chateau is the Green Room. There are several interesting things about this room. It has a hidden door that leads to a secret staircase, and it's said to be the location of the murder of Charlotte by her husband, with a blood stain that is still visible at times. It is allegedly haunted by Charlotte, now known as the Green Lady.
My name is Charlotte Brissac. I'd like you to hear my story.
Charlotte was the illegitimate daughter of King Charles VII. King Charles arranged the politically expedient marriage of his illegitimate daughter to Jacques de Brissac. They were a poorly matched couple. She loved and missed the life at court and disliked the castle. Her boorish husband, Jacques, spent most of his time in the countryside hunting and tending to his estates. Legend has it that Charlotte had a passionate love affair with Pierre de Laverne, a handsome and sophisticated huntsman in the retinue of Jacques. Jacques was informed by one of his house staff of the affair and returned to find them in the throes of passion. There are at least 4 different stories of how and where Jacques killed them. The most gruesome was that he hacked Charlotte's face with a hunting axe, and she died several days later, filling the castle with her moans and cries. Another, that he hacked them with a hunting axe, 100 blows each. Yet another, that he killed them both immediately with a sword, and another that he killed Pierre immediately and strangled Charlotte later. Their bodies were never found. However, legend has it that Jacques hid the bodies in the walls of the castle. Jacques reportedly could not bear the sounds of Charlotte's wails and moans after her death, and he left the castle. Charlotte, still wearing her green dress, is a regular apparition, moaning dramatically with holes in her face where her nose and eyes should be. Quote, "Unless her restless spirit is avenged, the unhappy ghost of Charlotte de Brissac appears destined to remain in the Château de Brissac, wailing in a high-pitched voice, lamenting the death of her lover, and cursed her murderous husband." End quote. Many guests have claimed to have seen the spectral figure of the Green Lady drifting through the castle's hallways, vanishing into thin air, as if she was never there, leaving behind the scent of jasmine and an air of sorrow. According to legend, the most famous incident occurred in the 18th century when a British diplomat, the Duke of Kingston, spent a night at the chateau. The following morning, the Duke fled in terror, refusing to even reveal the nature of his encounter. Some speculate that he was confronted by the apparition of Charlotte, forever leaving an indelible mark on the chateau's haunted reputation. Another legend has it that during the French Revolution, the chapel was desecrated and the remains of hundreds of nuns were scattered. The disturbed spirits of the nuns are said to haunt the chapel, creating an unsettling atmosphere. Today, the Château de Brissac remains the property of the Brissac family, and they continue to maintain and preserve its architectural heritage with the help of volunteers and various societies. The castle stands as a magnificent example of the evolution of French architecture over the centuries, reflecting the tastes and preferences of different periods and the families who shaped its history. Its mix of medieval, Renaissance, and later architectural styles makes it a captivating landmark in the Loire Valley. It stands as a testament to the region's rich history and bringing with it the allure of the supernatural. And so that concludes this story of the Château de Brissac and the story of the hauntings and its ghosts. If you have any thoughts about the Château de Brissac and its ghosts and apparitions and all sorts of spooky stuff associated with it, or anything else, feel free to leave those in the comments below. Until next time, I wish you safe travels on all your journeys.